Bitcoin is more mainstream than ever these days. It has slowly gained popularity among the masses. But with cryptocurrency being so popular, hackers from across the world keep trying to exploit this innovative form of currency. In today's video, we'll talk about a man who pleaded guilty to stealing over $5 billion in Bitcoin from the online black market. We'll also be going over the top 10 biggest crypto heists in history. First up, let's look at the man who stole $5 billion in Bitcoin. Authorities are calling this case a historic one, due to so many reasons, but the obvious one being the amount of money involved. The name of the man behind the crime is James Zhang. James admittedly stole over 50,000 Bitcoin online on the Silk Road marketplace of the dark web. His home was raided by authorities last November, but all this was only found out after James himself pled guilty. James had hidden Bitcoins all over his house in different spots, including a safe and even a popcorn tin. The amount of Bitcoin he had equals a whopping $5 million in US dollars. The police confiscated most of the money from him, around $1.02 million in cash, and various other metals. If the money involved wasn't enough of a reason to make this case historic, then how about the fact that this is the second largest financial seizure ever in the history of the USA? Now that's something big. So how did he do it? Well, back in 2012, he made a bunch of fake bank accounts in order to steal Bitcoin from Silk Road, which is now a defunct dark web black market. U.S. Attorney Damian Williams commented on the case, saying, "For almost 10 years, the whereabouts of this massive chunk of missing Bitcoin had ballooned into an over $3.3 billion mystery." IRS CI Special Agent, who was in charge of the case, commented that James tried to hide his stolen money through a series of complex transactions, which he hoped would be enhanced as he hid behind the mystery of the darknet. Zhang will be facing a good 20 years behind bars for his great crime. Now, let's look at the top 10 biggest crypto heists in history. At number 10, we have Ronin Network. Ronin Network is a well-known gaming-based crypto network. Most people who are interested in cryptocurrency are well aware of the name. Earlier this year, on 29th March, the network announced that they had been hacked. And wait till you hear just how much was stolen from them. Ready for it? The hacker stole over $620 million from the network. Gasping yet? That's not all though. This was the biggest crypto heist to date. Could you imagine having that amount of money? To be honest, we can't even imagine. In just 2 transactions, the hacker managed to steal such a large amount of money. So was the hacker's identity ever revealed? Yep, the US Treasury Department later revealed that North Korea's Lazarus Group was behind the whole thing. Coming up at number 9, Poly Network. Now this is definitely an interesting one. Have you ever seen a case where the hacker agrees to give back most of the stolen money? It's super rare. Last year in August, Poly Network was attacked when a hacker exploited a vulnerability in its system. The hacker managed to steal funds worth over $600 million. Now that's a lot of money. What was so interesting about all this was the fact that the hacker spoke to the platform and, in a strange twist of events that surprised everyone, decided to give back most of his bounty. But it doesn't end there. Nope, the funds were trapped in an account that required a password from the hacker. At first, the hacker refused to hand over the password, but when Poly Network offered $500,000 as a gesture to the hacker for finding the vulnerability, and not to mention a job at their platform, the hacker handed over a private key to the network. At number 8, let's look at CoinCheck. The hacker here was really smart. We mean, all hackers are smart, but this one just exploited something that was obvious enough to everyone, but most wouldn't have thought of it. You see, the Japan-based network stored their currency in a hot wallet, which means it was connected to the server and was effectively online, instead of a cold wallet where the funds are stored offline. CoinCheck faced a loss back in 2018 when its NEM tokens were stolen. The stolen tokens were worth a lot, over $530 million. We know this seems fairly alright compared to the figures we mentioned before in the video, but think about it again and you'll realize just how big of an amount that is. Although, after the attack, the value of the coins went down. In fact, today, they're almost 83% less than they were back when the attack took place. Next at number 7, we have Mt. Gox. This is still considered the biggest Bitcoin theft from an exchange to date. Yep, that's right. And it didn't even take place through one event, which is what makes this so interesting. The platform was leaking funds for over 3 years, from 2011 to February 2014. Over these years, the hackers managed to steal around 100,000 Bitcoins from the exchange and over 750,000 from the customers of the exchange. Good for the hackers. These Bitcoins are worth much more money than they were back then. They're almost worth 10 times more today, costing around $4.7 billion. Mt. Gox had to go into liquefaction in order to get some of the stolen funds back, and ended up recovering almost 200,000 of their stolen Bitcoins. Coming up at number 6, let's look at Wormhole. Wormhole is a platform that acts as a sort of communication bridge between Solana and some other decentralized finance networks. On February 22nd this year, some hackers were able to exploit a vulnerability in the platform and steal a good amount of currency. Now, this was the first major crypto heist of the year, so we're eager to tell you all about it. Currency worth over $326 million was stolen from the network. The theft was so severe that the platform had to shut down as a whole while investigations took place. It was later revealed to the public that 120,000 wrapped Ethereum was stolen in total from the platform. Next at number 5, we have KuCoin. Back in 2020, KuCoin confirmed to the public that some hackers had managed to obtain private keys to their hot wallets. The hackers didn't hold back with this heist, and they stole everything they could get their hands on. The hackers had withdrawn large amounts of Ethereum, Bitcoin, Bitcoin SV, Litecoin, XRP, Stellar Lumens, Tron, and Tether. Yep, for most of the cryptocurrencies you can name, everything they saw they took. After the theft, investigations by experts told the public about the culprit behind the theft. They had good reasons to believe that some hackers in North Korea were responsible for the whole shenanigans. At number 4, Pancake Bunny. As confusing as this might sound to some of you, this case is just as interesting. You see, what the hackers did was loan a large amount of Binance Bitcoin, manipulate its price, and dump it on Pancake Bunny's Bunny BNB market. Why'd they do this at all? Well, all this enabled them to get a huge amount of Bunny through a flash loan. And then they dumped all the Bunny in the market so that the price would drop, and then paid it all back through Pancake Swap. This enabled the hackers to get away with a whopping $200 million. Following up at number 3, we have Bitmart. Back in 2021, Bitmart had to go through a major loss and a compromise of their hot wallet. At first, it was believed that only $100 million was stolen in Ethereum, but as the investigation progressed and more details were found, it was revealed that another $96 million were stolen in Binance Smart Chain. The hackers got away with a total of around $196 million in cryptocurrency. They stole a mix of cryptocurrencies, including BSC USD, Binance Coin, BNB BPay, SafeMoon, Moonshot, Floki, and Baby Doge. At number 2, let's take a look at Nomad. Another case from earlier this year, Nomad, in August 2022, alerted its users of an exploit on their platform. The theft took only a few hours, but cost the platform a hefty amount of money. In a matter of just a few hours, over $190 million was taken from the protocol. According to experts, there was a flaw in the replica contract. This allowed anyone, literally, even if they didn't have any coding knowledge, to steal from the platform. Finally, at number 1, we have Beanstalk. Beanstalk is an Ethereum-based DeFi platform. Earlier this year, they went through a major loss when a hacker exploited a vulnerability and carried out a flash loan attack. The hacker managed to get $80 million in crypto from the platform. But Beanstalk faced a loss much bigger than that. The platform lost around $180 million in total losses. A good thing though, some reports suggested that the hacker donated around 250,000 USDC into the crypto donation wallet for Ukraine. That's all we have time for in today's video. Which one of these heists did you find most amusing? Let us know all your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to smash that like button and hit that subscribe button for more similar content in the future. With that said, as always, we'll see you in our next video.